Hi, welcome to Designing Effective Online Courses, a workshop offered by the University of North Carolina System Digital Learning Initiative. My name is Catherine Saul. I'm an Associate Professor of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering at NC State University, as well as a Faculty Fellow with the University of North Carolina System Office. I and the other Faculty Fellows and the DLI staff have put together this workshop to help faculty in the system who are transferring their courses from in-person to online. I and the other Faculty Fellows, along with the DLI System Office staff, have put together this workshop to help faculty who are transferring their courses from in-person to online. In developing the course, we had several guiding principles, and the first is that we were listening to the faculty in the system. And we've woven that through the class by sharing faculty perspectives and making sure that all of the course design is designed to answer these questions.
I have so much material to move online. How do I prioritize?
So much of my teaching is based on open-ended group conversations, which rely not only on the questions we're exploring, but on the energy students get from interacting with each other. As my reading of that energy, whether it's confusion, frustration, or the beginnings of connection, how do I achieve that in digital spaces where not everyone will or even can share audio or video?
How can I be sure that students are understanding and being thoroughly engaged with the material in terms of synchronous classes and in terms of pre-recorded lectures?
Do you have any suggestions for how we can simulate labs online?
I did consider giving a live lecture on Zoom, but when I polled my students, I found out that not a lot of my students had high-speed internet, or at least not enough strength to support live streaming. So has anybody else had that kind of problem? And if so, then what are you doing about it? And how do you address it?
In setting up the class, we also then focused on what process would need from a pedagogical standpoint to move from in-person to online. And I'll take you through the course roadmap that illustrates how we are moving through the modules. First, we start with a welcome, and each of the modules allows us to outline what the learning outcomes are for that module, what you will learn from us as teachers, and for every single module, essentially, you will create assets for your class. So by the end of the course, you will have much of your material for your course already ready to go to start your semester. Finally, you'll discover different tools within the LMS and outside the LMS that are free that you can use to enhance the engagement with your course. And you'll use these as you move through the workshop in sharing your assets with other learners. Secondly, we'll cover foundational concepts of backwards design and design thinking that are appropriate for providing a scaffold for your class. You'll use these approaches in course analysis to understand the situational analysis for your course, create a concept map of your course, and develop the learning outcomes for your course. You'll also create a synchronicity plan in which you'll identify which aspects of your course will happen online in a synchronous fashion or which will happen asynchronously. You'll develop assessment strategies for your class that align to your learning outcomes using different types of tools that we share with you and identifying some best practices for implementing those assessments. You'll think about different instructional strategies, and here we've really focused on ways for the most common types of in-person activities to be transferred into an online environment. And finally, you'll think about the student engagement and interaction. How do you keep students involved in the course when they're in an online environment to engage with you, with each other, and with the material? In addition to focusing on the pedagogy, we also use this class as a model for how to implement these types of strategies in an online environment. And to that end, we have made a focused effort in every single module to have a similar framework, to have a repeatable navigation, and to have interactive elements that help keep the engagement of the student, you, and move you through the class. starting from including faculty perspectives and interactive quizzes, a welcome to each section that gives you an overview of what material will be covered in each module, providing downloadable resources and instructions so that the materials are available at all times. Every module begins with a clear overview so that the learning outcomes are transparent and the goals of each module are clear. We focus on the pedagogy rather than just the technical issues of how to move something online, although we provide that infrastructure and support as well. We use interactive elements like the roadmap that I shared with you so that you can have different formats for the material that you share and see how you can implement that in an online fashion. We also have a clear syllabus and pacing guide the same way that you would in your online course. And we provide handy tools such as Moodle navigation tips and tricks that you might want to share with your student for your LMS. And many interactive elements such as a workshop Padlet or Flipgrids where people are able to share their assets and clear instructions to build some of the assets for your course. In this particular example, we encourage you to create an instructor bio video. And one of the aspects that we do is try to provide excellent examples from across the UNC system that already exist at our home institutions, to share them, to show all of the excellent expertise and examples that already exist within the system as models for our new courses. And then at the end of each module, a summary so that you can see what you've learned and inject a little bit of humor too. I hope you'll join us as we move forward with the class for our next session and feel that same engagement as you move to transfer your in-person class to an online environment. The end.